Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Just to let you know, I'm going to be filming on my iPhone 7 today. I didn't have access to my DSLR. So someone asked me in my last video to make a video about Salus, and I kind of just like came up with a list of things that I wanted to talk about and address with you guys. So Salus, what is Salus like? What was it like going there, being there? What was the interview like? And what is the difference between scholars and traditional? So basically, when I applied, um, I wanted, when I was applying to schools, I wanted a school that had a good clinical experience, was located in an area with a lot of Asian Americans, uh, had a good practice management program, and really somewhere that I would get a good education at. So when I was doing my research, I found that Salus had a traditional scholars program, which you know got me interested, and I wanted to know more about what was the other. So when I was doing my research, the thing that I discovered was the traditional program and the scholars program was that the scholars program, you would get your doctors of optometry in 3 years compared to 4 years, right? So how that works is the school condenses a whole 4 years worth of material into 3 years. So in that 3 years, you would be doing all your externships, your internships, your classes, your clinical experience, your boards, all that good stuff within that time frame. And they only accept about 10 students per year out of all the applicants who apply, and compared to the traditional program. So I was like, whoa, I can be a doctor in 3 years and save a whole year's worth of tuition. Like, this is amazing. And it's accredited, so why not apply? I literally have nothing to lose, right? So I did more research to see. I was like, there has to be something that I need to do to be able to qualify. So there is. To be qualified for the scholars program, you need to have a GPA of 3.5 or higher. You need to have at least 100 hours, I believe, in uh, the healthcare field with something pertaining to the eye. So, like, maybe you're working for an optometrist or an ophthalmologist, uh, something of that nature, and have experience. So I worked for an ophthalmologist. So and obviously I had a higher, I had a GPA higher than 3.5, so I was good. Um, you you need a letter of recommendation from that ophthalmologist or whoever. You need to have an OAT score of 330 or above. I qualified for that, and you need to fulfill all the prerequisites before July 4th. I still have to take microbio, but microbio would end June 29th if I took it in the summer. So that was fine. So I was like, okay, I qualify, I might as well apply. I have nothing to lose. So I applied, and then I got an interview like the week after that I applied, which was when I remember when I was telling you guys I applied around like June, end of June, beginning of February. So then I heard around February 10th, they were like, interview with us for the scholars program and the traditional program. Because if you interview for scholars, you qualify for the traditional. They look at you for both. So I was like, okay, do you have anything in March? Because I wanted enough time to prepare. Because but the only date that they had was the 22nd, which was like a week after or something like that. I don't know, a week after from when I scheduled it with them. So yeah, they told me, they gave me the itinerary, which I'll go into detail later on. Um, but basically, the difference between the traditional interview and a scholars program interview is that the scholars program interview isn't a traditional one-on-one it kind of interview where they ask you quite like, why optometry, like, what do you do, tell me about your experiences. um, and MMI is a multiple mini interview where you are getting interviewed multiple times, like 8 times around there. And each interview is kind of as a scenario, and they want to see how you would react in the scenario, what you would say, and how you would go about solving the problem. So that's something you can't really prepare for. Uh, and I'll tell you about that experience in a second. But yeah, so that's the difference between those two things. And if you want to, you know, prepare kind of thing for the multiple mini interview, if you're applying for scholars, there's a lot of resources online, on YouTube. Just, you know, Google and see, and if you want to get practice on that. So basically, I scheduled to do the scholars interview. So I do that for the 22nd. So I live in Jersey. I go to school at Rutgers, so that's about an hour away. If you live further, or if you have to plan where to stay before the interview, I would do that as soon as possible. And so I had to wake up at like 6 a.m., drive an hour, and get there. Um, so if you have to fly or something like that, just look into Airbnb, and then don't be late. I had a girl in my interview group who was late, and it held everybody back. And I don't know if that affected her their decision on her acceptance or not, but late is not good. So anyway, so I get there at 8 a.m. There's like a small room that they keep you in. Everybody is sitting there. We're all like talking and we're chatting. Two girls from Maryland, one guy's from Hawaii. I was one of two guys, by the way. So that was fun. One girl was from Texas, one girl's from Canada. And yeah, so we're just all talking like, oh, how's life where you're from? Why optometry? Are you excited? Are you nervous? So yeah, we're mingling, chatting, and then our tour admissions lady, she comes in, Mrs. Tonkery. You'll meet her. She's a really great lady. So she comes in and she sits us down and just outlines the day for us. And then I think the dean of the financial aid office, or the financial aid lady, comes in and she talks to us about like the payments, scholarships, and like the tuition and all that stuff. I wish I had the sheet on me, but I can't find it, like the breakdown of the 3 years. If I find it, I don't know. Maybe I'll show you in another video. But basically after that, we do the multiple mini interviews. So my experience with that was basically there's 8 doors. Each door has a scenario on it. You have 2 minutes to read the scenario. You have 6 minutes to explain what you would do in that scenario to whoever's behind the door. And then you move to the next station. So it's very fast. Like, I can't believe how quick this went. Like, you feel like 6 minutes is so long to talk, but there's many times where I couldn't finish my thought. And an example of something that they'll ask is like very unpredictable things that you can't really prepare for. And the questions that they ask you isn't something necessarily that has one answer to it. Many of these questions have several different answers. There's no right or wrong answer. It's how you answer the question, and it's how you answer the question and how confident you are and how transparent you are. You don't want to, like, these people are old. They've been doing this forever. They can sniff out somebody who's like bullshitting. So I tried my best to be authentic, and I was very proud in that every answer that I gave them was something that I felt personally like was 100% who I was, and I think that's what made me very successful during that interview. So after those multiple mini interviews, they take us into the like a room to get lunch, like a conference room kind of thing. And we sit down and we write the essay, because you have to do an on-site essay. And I'm not going to tell you what the essay question is, because once again, I don't want you guys to over prepare or over worry. But what I will tell you is the question was very easy. Like, don't over stress it. When I saw the question, I was like, wow, okay, this is not as complicated. Like, they're not asking you complicated pathways or like some like legislation or something. But yeah, it's very easy. Don't stress out about it. So after that, the essay, we had lunch. After lunch, they gave us a tour of the campus. They gave us a tour of their clinics, and they answered any questions that we may have had. And my overall experience at Salus, I would say it's a great school. It was very nice. It was very clean. The only thing I would say is it's a little outdated. Like the equipment's a little outdated. The rooms are kind of old. But everything is going to change next year. They're right now they're working on making new labs. They're breaking down rooms and they're like renovating them. The clinic is very nice. It's huge. If you want good clinical experience, Alkins Park, oh, not Alkins Park, but they have where the clinic's located. It's in an area with a lot of disease, so you're gonna get a lot of experience. Um, and overall, I felt like it was a good program. After I interviewed, they notified me a week later that I was accepted to both the scholars and the traditional. But you know, my heart wasn't 100% there, and this is something I'll go further into detail in my next video when I talk about Southern California College of Optometry. But yeah, I hope that helped. If you guys have any further questions, let me know. Shoot me a comment. You can shoot me an email, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. I want you to keep in mind though, like I'm a college student, so I'm doing a lot of stuff at once. I'm in a lot of clubs, in a fraternity, and I'm very involved. So if it takes me some time to make these videos or answer, please don't hold that against me. I really want to help you guys out though. So it means a lot when you guys leave comments like, oh, this is helpful or thumbs up. So thank you again, and I look forward to hearing back from you guys.